Women are checking out men all the time, and women have all sorts of tricks for doing that. They might be provocative, for example, because they want to test a man to see if he can control his temper, and no one likes to talk about that, but any smart woman is going to do that because she wants someone who has the capacity for aggression, but she wants someone who can control it because a man will be provoked by children, and if he can't control his temper, then he's going to be aggressive. She has to check that out, and you don't check that out by having a formal conversation. You check that out the same way children check out their parents, which is by harassing them and seeing what happens. And then men check women out. So maybe one of the things a man wants to do if he's going to commit to a long-term relationship is he wants to find out, well, does this woman have what it takes to actually commit to a long-term relationship? And what that means in part is that he has to know that she's capable of controlling her impulsive desires, right? Because otherwise she's going to stray. And that's actually a worse problem for men than it is for women. You can tell a woman has control over her impulses if she can say no. I mean, it's a way of testing. So imagine that you're a young guy with plenty to offer and you're a hot young woman and you meet and you're pretty attracted to each other. Now, both of you are going to fall under the sway of short-term temptation, obviously. Now, the question is, are both of you or either of you capable of being mature in your regard for your iterated future self and the potential of a long-term relationship? And the way the man checks that out is by seeing if the girl will say no. And maybe he checks that even harder because he does everything he can to seduce her and she still says no. And it works and he knows she's interested and she still says no. Well, then he can conclude that she's capable of keeping her pants on. And that's actually something that you need to conclude if you're going to commit to a long-term partnership, obviously, on the male front, because you want to be assured of paternity. And so, these are very intense games that men and women play with each other, and they're no holds barred games because everything's at stake. But again, it devolves down to this issue of being able to say no, even under intense temptation and provocation. I don't know how it is that young women can be taught that the most potent weapon they have is their ability to say no. And I don't think there's anything more attractive to a man than a sophisticated woman who knows how to say no. That's top of the stack as far as men are concerned. They'll do everything to test the thickness of that boundary. If you have nothing else to offer at all but immediate sexual access, that might be your only game. But if you have anything at all to offer, and that is what you offer, you're actually going to be thrown out of the mating game really quickly because the guys, they'll just be turned off and they won't call you back. You'll get, what do they call that, ghosted?